I just finished Christopher Paolini's newest book, Murtagh, which takes place after the events of Inheritance. It's the sixth book in the world of Aragon. The hardback's about 704 pages. I listened to it on Audible because I can listen to books at work pretty often, and that's about 24 hours, and I was able to finish it in just a few days, which is really nice. And if you've listened or read any of his other work, you know he's a great author, and this is no exception. 10 out of 10, as good as the others in the Aragon series. And I kind of thought starting this book, it would be sort of slow because Galbatorix is gone, so there's nothing that can really challenge the writers. And that turns out not to be the case, of course, and it turns out to be a new evil that might rival Galbatorix or be even worse, which is pretty interesting. And the story starts with the Fork story from the Fork, the Witch, and the Worm short stories that Christopher wrote and published. And after that, it just basically goes on a path directly following Murtagh. He basically is a ranger in this book, doing his own thing, trying to do some good and develop as a person, and Thorn to develop as a dragon, become better than they had been. And it's pretty interesting to see things from his perspective versus Aragon, because you do a little bit in other books, but not very much. Like, for instance, using magic. Aragon has like a master's in magic. He's really good, probably the best person with magic after Galbatorix being overthrown. But Murtagh, not so much. He's like very basic in magic, although he is stronger than a lot of other magicians, but nowhere close to where Aragon is. And in the book, he works to develop that a little bit and experiments with things. And Thorn, in the story, you learn more about his trauma of growing up under Galbatorix's control, and why he is the way he is, and problems he has because of that, and how he tries to fix them. They talk about how they were kind of tortured, which that was alluded to a lot in the other books. But I always thought he grew big because he was magically grown bigger quicker, which that might be partially true, but in the book it basically said he had no choice. He had to grow big to deal with his circumstances and grow fast. But as the book progresses, you see them interact with new races they never did in the other books, and see their points of view about it. And it's all done very well, and I would highly recommend it. And if you are thinking about starting a new series, I highly recommend this. Start with Aragon, of course, book one, and go from there. But overall, 10 for 10 book.